Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to CNBC, President Donald Trump has signed a new executive order addressing artificial intelligence and national security. The order requests that AI companies voluntarily participate in a benchmarking process to assess their models' advanced cybersecurity capabilities. If a system is deemed a covered frontier model, developers are asked to grant the federal government access up to 30 days before public release to evaluate potential risks. Importantly, the directive emphasizes that it does not authorize any mandatory government licensing, pre-clearance, or permitting requirements. Trump signed the order privately after postponing a scheduled signing ceremony last month due to pushback and lobbying from tech leaders, including Elon Musk and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. This executive action comes during a highly active period for the AI industry, with major companies like Anthropic and OpenAI preparing for initial public offerings. The order also follows recent government interest in Anthropic's Claude Mythos cybersecurity model, which was showcased to administration officials. The order tasks the Department of Defense with prioritizing cyber defense amid ongoing legal disputes between the government and Anthropic over security classifications. According to a report by Laine Zawao, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has issued a warning that the ongoing conflict between the United States and Iran has led to severe global shipping disruptions and a surge in transportation costs. These factors are currently threatening the delivery of life-saving aid to children in crisis-hit regions, including Gaza, Lebanon, and Mali. UNICEF reported that security risks in the Gulf region's primary shipping lanes have caused fuel prices and insurance premiums to rise, leading to port congestion worldwide. Because of sea transport delays, the organization is increasingly forced to rely on expensive air cargo. In the first quarter of this year alone, UNICEF almost entirely depleted its annual funding for charter flights. Consequently, critical aid delivery times have been delayed by up to 6 months. Logistics costs have soared, with transportation budgets for Mali jumping 36% and the cost of shipping food cartons to South Sudan, Somalia, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo increasing by 30%. UNICEF emphasizes that these unprecedented challenges are putting vulnerable children at extreme risk. According to a report by UPI, Chile is experiencing a historic decline in births that has raised serious concerns about long-term population replacement and economic stability. Data from the National Statistics Institute, IEN, reveals that the number of births in Chile plummeted by 46.9% over a 32-year period, falling from 275,916 in 180s to divided by 119 one of 175,916 in 1993 to $146.90 over Widely. Like health and obstetric experts warn that Chile is already the most rapidly aging country in Latin America, with a life expectancy of 81.5 years. The rapid decline in birth rates is attributed to social and economic shifts, including increased female participation in higher education and the labor market. High costs of child rearing, unstable employment, and changing cultural perceptions of motherhood, while births to foreign mothers have nearly tripled to represent 19.7% of live births. Analysts warn that without comprehensive support policies, Chile could soon see deaths outnumber births, leading to severe labor shortages and immense pressure on pension and healthcare systems. According to the Liberty Times, Ghana's parliament has passed the highly controversial Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, which is being condemned as one of the world's harshest anti-LGBTQ laws. The bill officially criminalizes LGBTQ identity, carrying a prison sentence of up to 3 years. Furthermore, it imposes penalties of 3 to 10 years on allies, human rights groups, and journalists who promote or support LGBTQ activities. Significantly, the bill introduces a mandatory reporting mechanism requiring citizens to actively report any suspected LGBTQ individuals to the authorities. This clause has essentially institutionalized a national witch hunt, leaving citizens liable to legal action if they fail to report. In response, many in the local queer community have begun deleting their social media histories, and numerous individuals have already lost their jobs, faced eviction, or sought ways to flee the country out of fear. Meanwhile, local human rights coalitions are preparing to challenge the bill in court. According to a CNBC report, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced during a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing that the United States is currently engaged in indirect talks with Iran. Rubio indicated that Tehran has agreed to negotiate elements of its nuclear program that it had previously refused to discuss. This revelation represents a notable shift in tone from President Donald Trump's comments just a day prior, in which he expressed indifference toward the status of negotiations. During the hearing, Rubio defended the administration's military actions, asserting that recent U.S. and Israeli strikes successfully eroded Iran's defensive, conventional shield of missiles, drones, and naval assets. He also emphasized that the reopening of the strategic Strait of Hormuz remains a critical requirement for any de-escalation of the conflict. Meanwhile, congressional lawmakers, led by Democrats such as Senator Jeanne Shaheen, voiced growing anxiety over the economic consequences and long-term strategy of the war, pressing the administration for a clear endgame and criticizing a perceived lack of congressional oversight and consultation. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.